Good evening, everyone. Wow, that's me before. You that this talk is not going to be a weight loss presentation. So that's me before. This is me after. We will come to the topic of today's talk in a little while, but I just want to share with you why I have put those amazing photographs up there. I don't believe myself. 2 years ago, pre-COVID, I as an individual was a mess. Trust me when I say this, I was an absolute mess. I hope I'm audible. Okay. Now, COVID hit us, but we'll come to that. What mess? Well, I was 100 kilos, as you can see there, and growing. I had all kind of body pains possible, from cervical to knee to back and a lot of other things. My business was doing well. I'm an entrepreneur. My business was doing well, but there was something missing. It went to that stage where one day I told my late mom that I may just commit suicide. I wasn't very serious, but yes, I was on the edge. I had not planned how I'll do it, but yes, I was frustrated. I was in every way. Well, then COVID hit us. And COVID, the pandemic, has taught each one of us a lot of things. To me, it has been a game changer and a blessing in disguise. During my transformation, I call it transformation, my personal transformation, when COVID hit us, we were asked to stay indoors. Now, fortunately, I made use of this time and I started to work upon myself. Luckily. Well, I started to lose weight. I signed up for a couple of online programs that could help me lose weight because I didn't share with you, I was a Glad Rags Manhunt finalist long time ago, so that, to look good was always in, and looking at myself like that, those are the best photographs, by the way, I've put there of my fat times. So I always wanted to lose weight. I started with that. Because I had time, I started reading, just like that. I enrolled for an MBA program, just like that. I started watching a lot of YouTube videos on self-improvement, negotiation, etc., etc. Well, these were all the parts of my transformation. And we'll go step by step on how that happened and how it can impact all of us as well. What happened because of this transformation? We are a result-oriented society, right? Human beings. So what happened because of this transformation? Of course, now I look like this, 100 to 80. A little more, but 80 is what we'll stick with. Safe. My business, we operate a chain of restaurants. When COVID hit us, we did a turnover of 20 crores that year. And this financial year, we will cross 50 crores. Now, is my transformation responsible for this? Yes, there are two things responsible for this. My personal transformation that gave me the clarity of my thoughts, as well as my team. I can't leave them out. But a lot of things that went on in me helped me even take my business to the next level. So why am I telling you all this? I'm sure we all have better things to do. Well, I wish that what's going to follow in the slides and my talk, if somebody would have told me all this when I was 18, 20, or 22, I would have been a far better version of myself today. And I truly believe in that. What I have been able to achieve in the last 2 years, if I would have done that for last 20 years, I would have been a much better version of myself. Well, so should we move to the topic of the talk? Shall we? Great. Who wants to live 100 years here? Who wants to live 100 years? Now, do you know why such few hands go up when this question is asked? Because when we talk about living 100 years, we think about, the sticks that will help us walk. We think about hospital beds. And at times, most of us do not even have a purpose to live that long. What for? And I used to say this when somebody used to ask me, how many years you want us to live? I'm like, how does it matter? What is there in life? So how to live 100 years and create an impact worth 1,000 years. So any mathematics students here? That's each year we live, we push hard, that's equivalent to 10 years. That's what, 100 into 10 is 1,000, right? Great. So can we do this by magic? Can we live 100 years by magic? Go to a magician or get some amrit and live long? There's no magic. There's something called slight edge. There's something called the slight edge. And that's always working for all of us. Now, how does the slight edge works? Well, imagine a person who goes to the health club every day. Does that person look better than the rest of us? Yes? Yes. Just because he goes to the gym not once in a month, but every day, he looks much better. That's slight edge over a period of time, taking that gentleman or lady up there at the prime of themselves. So there'll be no magic, but there'll be slight edge. So stay with me. The very first thing that can help us live a prime life, live a long life, is eat well. We are what we eat. We are what we eat, hands down and absolutely. I'll make it quick. And by the way, when I lost weight, I hardly moved. I didn't go running a marathon. I didn't do all that. I'm not saying exercise is not good. It's very important. But what made the most difference in me, and it does in a lot of other people, is basically the food that we ingest. So very quickly, guys, eat whole foods. Eat a lot of desi ghee. Even Akshay Kumar talks about desi ghee. Doctors and people who say desi ghee is bad, I'm happy to have a debate with them. Desi ghee is great. So if anybody runs away from desi ghee, make it your best friend. Desi ghee is amazing, and it's one of the whole foods. Watch what you eat. If you're eating out of a packet, start to flip the packet and read the back of that packet. What does it have? If a packet has anything that sounds very scientific, try and leave it aside. And if you haven't tried fasting yet, please try fasting. It's not by chance that every culture in the world has fasting inbuilt. Are you with me? Has fasting inbuilt. And it's an amazing way to keep yourself at top. I wanted to fast for 72 hours, that's 3 days, and I would have broken my fast after this talk. Well, I'm not doing that, but that was the plan. But Friday, I fasted for 36 hours, and it's been phenomenal. Let's go ahead. Own your morning. Now, there are so many talks, work hard, party harder. There are talks about, I have pulled an all-nighter working on my presentation. Let me tell you, young or old, or getting older, if we can wake up in the morning instead of pulling all-nighters and do these 3 things on a daily basis. Start with workout. It could be any kind of workout that any one of us may like. From a walk to a HIIT intense session. It could be anything. Move on to meditation. Oh, I'm too young to meditate. Meditation is for the yogis and for the elderly. Well, if you think so, then let's do pranayama or mindfulness. And they are very similar. But trust me, I meditated twice today before this talk, and that time spent with myself helps me remember everything other than those slides. So meditation. So first 20 to 30 minutes, workout. The next is meditation, mindfulness. And the third is please learn something. We can read a book. We can watch a YouTube video that helps us in certain way in our work. We could hear a podcast and a lot of other things. Well, so that's own your morning. This 1.5 hour in the morning is going to make you an intense individual. Next, sleep and sleep well. Now, in this part, there's the deep sleep in the very beginning is something that I am working on for myself. After working in hotels for so many years, eating erratically, I have somehow damaged my deep sleep mechanism. I normally wear a sleep ring, which I'm not wearing today, that tells me how deep I went in my sleep. My REM sleep, that's a rapid eye movement sleep, is fantastic because my brain is always working. So, it allows me to put all my memories together. That's a REM sleep. But my deep sleep is really bad. So that is work in progress for me. And I'm doing that. But sleeping well is extremely important. And the night I get deep sleep, for whatever good reason, the next day, I'm a hero. I'm like just at my best. And of course, be away from screens, the laptops, etc. Okay? Now, when I was working in Marriott, in hotels, I always had a long-term goal. I used to call it a vision, because vision is a great word to use. But I always had a goal that I wanted to be a general manager of the hotel. I wanted to be at a higher position in hotels. But only during these 2 years, when I transformed, in the last 2 years of pandemic, is I have really understood what vision for an individual should be. And each one of us should have a vision. Core purpose is something that Vishen Lakhiani from Mind Valley supports, which is kind of a vision. I'm not going to get into the differences between these 3 words up there, but vision, core purpose, and your why, which is a concept supported by Simon Sinek, who's a phenomenal author. These are the 3 things that mean exactly the same or similar. So during pandemic, I came across my core purpose or my vision, and that was happiness for all. I pondered along that what is it I'm doing? Why do I want to open more restaurants? Why is it about making money? Maybe as a byproduct, but there should be much more to it. What it is. When I went inside, in me, happiness for all. So that included my wife, that included the people around me, that included my team, that included the suppliers who supply to us, that included the government to whom we pay taxes and work closely with. Everybody, happiness for all. And that's my core purpose as of now, which is work in progress, and it will be work in progress for a long time to come. So please, my suggestion to everyone, have a core purpose or a vision or a why for our lives, and that's how it's going to tie back to living 100 years, because we need to have that purpose, the core purpose, to live 100 years. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Well, we belong to the family of monkeys, chimpanzees, and, right? Are you with me on this? Now, well, the fact is that we like to mimic each other. That's our way of doing things, human beings. If I'm sitting like this, very soon somebody else would also just sit like this, mimicking me. Not knowingly, but unknowingly maybe. That's just in our genes. So, that also helps us, or actually not in a good way, but in a bad way, comparing ourselves with others. Now, we all end up comparing ourselves with others. Now, there's a better comparison, which is, let's start comparing ourselves with ourselves. I did 20 push-ups yesterday, and today I'll do 25. I did something yesterday. Am I a better version of myself? That's the only way we can be the best of ourselves and a better version. And while we work upon ourselves, a lot of fearlessness comes in. If we have to do well in our lives, live a long, long 100 years, and create an impact of 10 years in every year, then being fearless is very important. I'm not saying arrogant, I'm just talking about being fearless. Okay? Well, financial freedom and never retire. This is truly close to my heart. When I started working in hotels and drawing salary, I wish somebody would have told me this, because I had a salary of 6,000 rupees in 2003, and my mobile bill that month used to be 3,000 rupees. How I used to manage, I don't know. But was that the way to live? Probably not. I learned the hard way. If I would have done this, what's up here, I, as of today, would have been financially free. That means not that sitting at home and not working, but not working for money anymore. So financial freedom, save 20 to 40% of your salary or your income. Now, great. So save 20 to 40% of your income. Invest that money wisely. Please do your research. Cryptocurrency is hot, so I'm going to put my pocket money or my money in cryptocurrency. Shouldn't be the way to invest in crypto or shares or mutual funds. It should be your research. Does not matter you're 15 or you're 50. It does not matter. Please do your research. And realize the magic of compounding. Because for a 100-year lifetime, a lot of money is needed. If I have to go away from the world at 70, it's easier, but if you want to live to 100 years, there's a lot of money needed. And realize the magic of compounding. There's a lot that we may leave for our generations to come. Just a little example. 500 rupees invested for next 40 years can become 2 to 5 crores. Now this may sound like, is that really possible? Yes, it's possible. Keep learning. Today, being here, I have learned phenomenally already, and the event has just started. I'm not an avid reader, but I end up reading with a little alarm clock for 30 minutes on a daily basis. So I put my mobile alarm for 30 minutes, a timer, and I read. I read what interests me, what's going to make me a better version of myself. And all this blah, blah, blah that I'm doing with you right now standing here, thanks to all the reading that I have been doing for the last 2 years, consistently, audible books that you can hear while you're jogging or doing other stuff, going to conferences, going to trainings, attending an online training course, a lot of ways to learn. As Steve Jobs said, let's make a dent in the universe. And this is just a start. The following speakers are just going to do that. Let's make a dent in the universe. Thank you so much.